Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Krish here. So it's been quite a while since my last video, and I did record quite a lot of stuff in between. You know, I had the diff install, I had the wheels installed and rolled all the guards and stuff like that. But I don't know, I thought I'd just make an update video, just a quick one to show you guys where I'm at and what I'm working on today. So I'll throw in some clips from when I was actually working on the various parts. So anyway, I had my mate John come with me out to one of the wreckers to grab a Toyota 86 diff. What we found out is that they're actually pretty much identical to what's in the stock JZX110 manuals. It's a torsen T2. The only difference is the factory manual ones in the JZX are 3.7 final ratio, and the 86 ones are a 4.1. Now that actually works in my favor because it's since installing it, it's just got a lot more go down low. It's a bit more torquier, and I think it's going to benefit me in the long run, even when I convert it to a manual eventually. I think that's going to come in handy. So the diff oil we used in that one was a Penrite Pro Gear GL-5 75W85. That's the one there. I'll leave a link to it in the description as well if you guys ever want to do that swap. So after the diff install, I basically was waiting for my wheels to come from Japan, and I did mention this in a previous video perhaps, but they are SSR SP5s. If you want to know the sizes, I'll leave that down below as well, but basically they're a 9-inch front, 10-inch back. I went with Nitto Invo tires all around. Very grippy tires, I highly recommend them. And what I might throw in some more clips here of me trying to actually get everything to fit. Now, compared to my old Chaser, I actually went a little bit wider on the tires this time, and even though my offsets were a little bit weaker, it was a little bit more difficult to fit. I had to do quite a bit of cutting of the plastic liners and stuff at the front, making sure it's rolled properly. And another issue I encountered was I was actually running a bit too low. So with the JZX110 and the IS 200-300 chassis, they actually have a common issue where the upper ball joint at the front seems to bottom out quite a bit. I had to raise the car a little bit higher than I wanted to, but it actually works pretty good. Went out for a few man runs with my mates and it seems to be fine. So I went through a lot of sort of hard driving, unpredictable roads, you know, bumps and stuff like that were everywhere, and it handled great. It didn't bottom out, so I've got it perfectly set up at the moment. I'll just show you quickly how it looks. Don't mind the car, it's a little bit dirty. Haven't cleaned it since a couple of mountain runs ago, I think. So you can see on the rears, they're a 18x10 plus 37 offset and a 255 Nitto Invo tire on there. I can actually go a lot thicker. Like I could, with that gap there, I could actually fit easily a 265, perhaps even a 275. So I'll leave that for next time. I could do with some more grip at the back. It does grip really well, but it would be nice to have just a little bit more, especially on those mountain runs when you're doing some hard cornering and you're trying to put the power down. You don't want to go sideways all the time. So that's the rears. The fronts are a 18x9 plus 24. So again, a little bit weaker than what I had on the JZX100. But up the front, I'm running a, the rears were a 35 profile, so 35-255. And the fronts are a 235/40. That's probably the max I can actually fit in there. It's got a bit of poke. We've maxed out the camber at the front as well, so I'm not too keen on getting camber arms and stuff like that. I think I can run that fairly well, that sort of fitment. But yeah, so they're the SSR SP5s. Now, if you've been following me on Instagram, you would have seen that I've actually got a big brake kit for this, which is the Celsior 4-piston front brakes. They're very similar to the Supra 4-piston BBKs, but the Celsior ones are actually aluminium and a little bit lighter. They take a slightly smaller rotor, It's only off by a couple of millimeters, but yeah, that's what I've been working on recently. I'm in the process of rebuilding the calipers at the moment, so I've got all the seals and all that stuff ready to go. I've actually rebuilt one of them. I just need to finish off wire brushing it and getting it ready for paint. The second one, if I get a chance today, I might actually start working on, and I may video it, I'm not sure. It's just a lengthy process. Well, it's not actually that lengthy, but it's just tedious, so it's hard to pick up the camera while you're trying to get the seals out and stuff like that. I'm sure there's plenty of videos and guides online on how to do that anyway. But yeah, I'll show you the caliper. So this is the Celsior caliper here. This is the one that I've already rebuilt, so it's got the new seals. And yeah, so I'm working on that. So part of that, to fit the Celsior brakes on, I actually had to get some roll center adjusters. What happens is, if I try to put the UCF20, the Celsior calipers, onto the car as it is, they would actually hit one of the ball joints. I think it's one of the control arms on the bottom. So you put in some roll center adjusters. I think you need 17 millimeters at minimum. If you check out places like Figs Engineering, they actually do them too. I was able to get them locally through Hardrace, which is a company that makes suspension parts here in Australia as well. So I've got some Hardrace RCAs that I'll be putting on today. What I also needed to be able to get the calipers on are offset nuts. Basically, they align the caliper correctly to where it should be based on the rotor's position or the rotor's size. So I've got them from a mate locally. I'll leave his Instagram also down below if you want to contact him and get some offset nuts. These offset nuts also work on Supra brakes, I believe. So I'll be installing the RCAs today. Apart from that, as an update video, the only other thing that I've been working on is cleaning up the calipers. So I clean up the rear ones. Now these have a factory 2 piston rear caliper, so I didn't see the need to change them. They actually set up like a BBK as well, so you can slot in the brake pads quite easily. So I've painted the rear calipers. I'll be working on potentially painting the front ones today if I get a chance. If I can rebuild the other one as well and paint them both. But yeah, as an update video, I'll just show you a quick walk around of the car and just show you where it's at the moment. So as I mentioned, and you've probably seen in my Instagram if you follow me, I've painted the calipers gold. I also did the rotor drum. You can see it sort of burning as well since the last mountain run that we did. Some of that paint's actually burnt, but eventually that'll just all go black anyway, you won't see it. Initially I was thinking of doing a sort of anodized red look, but when you see this car in the sun, the gold in the pearl really stands out, so I thought I'd do a sort of a white and gold theme with the car. So that's the rear calipers. Just another sticker, Speed Hunters one. And I actually had a front banner made, which is my Street Stars logo. I've had quite a bit of interest in this banner as well. There's a small design change that I'll be doing, so this will change a little bit shortly. But once I have the new design, I may consider selling that. So if you're interested in a Street Stars banner or even just a Street Stars sticker, probably something similar in size to what I've got for the Speed Hunters one, just let me know down in the comments or on my Instagram page. But I guess keep an eye on the Instagram first. You'll be able to see once the stickers are ready. But yeah, apart from that, nothing really else. Interior is still the same. Actually I lie. The interior I did temporarily mount a fire extinguisher. If I plan on doing some track days, one of the requirements is to have a fire extinguisher. So I thought I'd just chuck it in there for now anyway. You just never know when you might need to use it. If it's not even for yourself, you might see something on the road or someone else around you that may need it. So it's just good to have. It's cheap anyway. They're about 30 bucks from Super Cheap, Australian dollars. So yeah, I thought that'd be a handy thing to have. Now here are the Hardrace roll center adjusters. They come with a nice little sticker as well. That's the hardware, the bolts, and the actual RCA blue anodized look. So yeah, the actual RCA there. So all they do is just change the height basically. It's a spacer, and the only force that's exerted on this is compression, so straight up and down, which should be fine. But I just thought I'd update you guys quickly. Again, there's a few things that I've done to the car that I haven't really videoed properly. Like the diff install and stuff, I did try and video, but it was very hard trying to actually do work and video it at the same time. So so I thought I'd just do one video that combines all those updates together. I've actually been in and out of hospital the last couple of weeks as well, so I haven't really done too much. Somehow got pneumonia. You would have seen that maybe on my Instagram or Facebook or whatever. But anyway, I'm still recovering from that. And I hope you guys like this update. Keep an eye out for the next video, which will be the RCA install, and we'll talk to you guys later.